Jerry and I have worked together as a team for 50 years.
Colonels Jerry and Nancy Jaax were here talking to our students about their work with Ebola and looking at their experience and how it was similar to the hot zone and how it was different from the hot zone, that series that National Geographic put out. We've been looking at and watching that in class and then discussing what parts of it are true, what parts are a little bit of a Hollywood embellishment, and what actually happened with the Jaaxes.
They were visiting Wichita for the Big Read. She graduated from North High School and he's from Kansas as well, so they came for that. And then we piggybacked on the North High School. The kids were really excited. They read the book, a lot of them. We watched the trailer before they came, and they came and talked to the kids about the real life of what they did in their careers.
It's really cool seeing the Hollywood version from what actually happened and their explanation of it, just their experience in the field.
We had an incident where we had an Ebola outbreak, completely unexpected, that is reflected in this movie.
Hot Zone is about, in 1989, they had a scare where a whole bunch of monkeys were dying off in their facility and they were trying to figure it out, and then what they found is that essentially it was an Ebola, and it was a variation of Ebola that was not able to be passed on to humans, but at the time they were unsure of that or how it might mutate over time to potentially impact humans.
I would have had to have been Wonder Woman, Captain America, and about 10 other characters to do what was portrayed in this lab. What's missing, you see kind of the tip of the iceberg, but all the work happens with all the people underneath. And so
I think the kids get out of this that these are real people, these are real life people, and they can do that too. And they both really talked about how it's about persistence and effort and not about innate ability. So that was good for the kids to hear too. And so I think it gives them inspiration of what they can do in the future for them.
Our biomed students, this is their world. We talk about bacteria and we talk about viruses and we talk about vaccines and how to properly handle all these different items. And so for them to hear that, wow, it could be life or death every single day for these researchers that are in those level 4 type of places, it's a great thing for our students to see the application of these simple things that we talk about in class to how it applies on a big scale and can be a very scary scale.
It's just really interesting being in the biomed program, looking at like what happens outside and being to apply like your knowledge that you have from your classes and stuff. So talking about the disease spreading and all that really kind of ties in with what we learned with like all 4 years.
Overall, we thought it was, we thought it was good.
like the lab, it's very accurate.
Yeah, the
you
lab
can't tell
stuff
it's not
is
the real
very
salmon.
accurate.
The kids were so excited. They were fangirling, they were excited to go, they were raising their hand to see how they could get here. It was really fun. They were asking for autographs. They were of scientists, not pop stars, so it was great. It was great.
We were just so privileged to have Nancy as an alum and her husband Jerry, who's just as awesome, come talk to our students to give them some real life application of what we learn in the classroom and what it looks like in things like this in 1989 with the Ebola scare that happened.
Seeing a North High alum going so far into the medical field is really great to see how far we can possibly go.
Yeah, it was important work and we liked it. It was good.